But what do I know? I'm just the one of the platform who doesn't care because I'm supremely confident in my ability to talk about things outside of elite fitness. Yo, CrossFit Games has gotta go. It's gotta go away forever. And it doesn't belong in Madison, it doesn't belong in California, and it certainly doesn't need to go over to Texas. It just needs to go away in general. Did I get you? Did I rope you in? Because I do believe that. And I do believe that I'm going to be the only one who's going to say that. And I also believe that everybody watching this video right now is gonna go, how dare you? You hate CrossFit!
Is that what you think? You think?
And I don't think that you're going to think that once you've consumed the entire video. Really sit with it for a minute. Sit with it. Who else is gonna say this stuff? There is the Stockholm Syndrome phenomenon, right? Let's look that up real quick. The psychological condition of a victim who identifies with and emphasizes with their captor or abuser and their goals. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say that every single content creator, every single person who has some sort of an investment into the CrossFit Games system has Stockholm Syndrome. Because what happens when it goes away? When the CrossFit Games goes away, they need to go and be a store clerk. They need to go back to school. They need to go and be a broadcaster somewhere else, which brings me to Talking Elite Fit. It's just the perfect example of all of this stuff. Because the title of their podcast, their station, is Talking Elite Fitness. And if there is no elite fitness to talk about, what are they gonna do? Sean's gonna go back and talk about ice skating or whatever he did before he did this stuff.
Oh well.
And they might watch this video, but they're so heavily invested into the stuff that they're doing that they can't possibly imagine a world where the games goes away. But I need to tell you why it's gotta happen. And I'm gonna tell you, use another one of my favorite Talking Elite Fitnessisms, some back of the napkin math. I made a tweet the other day which said that CrossFit's customers are not who you think they are. And if you're wearing shoes or shirts or all this stuff that you've gotten from Born Primitive and Noble, Nike and Reebok, you are not a customer of CrossFit. You're a customer of those companies. If you are an affiliate owner, you're a customer. If you are someone who's taken a level 1, a level 2, or any of the specialty certifications, you are a customer. And you have become a customer when you sign up for the Open at $20 a pop. The judges course. Now the quarterfinals aren't just the top 10, but the top 25. They've widened the ability for them to gain some more customers. I don't blame them for that. This isn't what this video is about. This video is comparing and contrasting the two because you know that there's 13,000 affiliates, you know that they do all these seminars, and I don't know anything about anything. I don't know anything about anything, but let's just say that they pull in $40 million a year from affiliates. Andrew, that doesn't make any sense, but we're just gonna do it for the ease of numbers sake. And then let's just say that they pull in another $20 million from certifications. That's $60 million they're pulling in from the education and from the affiliation of the CrossFit business branch. Now, over here we got the CrossFit Games. We know that there are 300,000 people signed up. That's $6 million, $20 at a time. Then we also know that there's the quarterfinals, and then there's the judges course. So let's say the absolute most they're pulling in 10. 60 million to 10. That's a pretty good weekend if you ask me at the CrossFit Games. $70 million as a company. Cool, la-di-da. All right, where does all the money go? That's the issue. Where does all of that go? And where does it come from? Because the broadcast of the CrossFit Games isn't cheap. And remember, I don't know anything about anything, but let's just say it costs $5, $6, $7 million to put on the broadcast of the CrossFit Games. $5, $6, $7 million to put on the broadcast. Yeah, it costs about that much money to do that sort of thing. That's the open registration. Bye-bye, open registration, see you later. All right, now you're left with the quarterfinals. A good thing we have 15% more, maybe 3% of those people will sign up. We'll pull in a little bit of money, but we're left with $4 million if the judges courses and the quarterfinal signups. We gotta really stretch this thing thin. Okay, $3 million goes away because we gotta pay the athletes their prize purse and we're left with $1 million. Now we gotta rent out the entire state of Madison for a week. Oh my God, how are we gonna do that? No wonder we can't pay the judges or anybody to do anything. We're really running this thing. It's like a fire fest. It's a shell of itself. We have $1 million left. What are we gonna do? We need to get some investors, some sponsors. Who are the sponsors of the CrossFit Games? Are there anyone that anyone outside of the CrossFit world has ever heard of, except for Noble? And look what happened to them. Why do you think Noble is all beat up and destroyed? It's because it isn't a good investment to be a sponsor of the CrossFit Games. You wanna know how I know? YouTube metrics. Yep, we're gonna do this thing. I know you guys love when I do this thing, but the other day, Craig Ritchie's video was sent out on their email list. Email list is something that's worth a whole bunch of money, right? Because you send it directly to people who are interested in your stuff. There's a good ROI on that sort of thing. So, hey, I'm gonna send $10,000 your way, and then you're gonna plug in whatever it is that I want you to plug in into your email list. It's gonna go to all these people, and I hope to see a fraction of a percent of those people back my way. So why is it that about a month after that Craig Ritchie email goes out to everybody, his videos didn't really see any sort of an uptick? I would say that it's an organic increase from it just having been on YouTube longer. My Tia Toomey Natty or Not video is still getting 1,000 views a month. I don't know why you would ever make that video, Andrew. It's so mean. It gets 1,000 views a month for the rest of the time. That's why. They make $4 off that video a month. That return on investment is something that is arguably worth more than it is to be included on the CrossFit Games email list. And if we can try to extrapolate that and pull what that means over to the CrossFit Games, and you can see what happened to Noble, you can also see that there probably isn't a buttload of money being thrown at the games from investors. So let's just say that they scrap together another 5 or 6 million, and the total bucket that they've got there is 15 million. 10 million from all the money they pulled in from the Open, the quarterfinals, and the judges course, another 5 million from sponsors. Do you really think that they can pull that off with that number in mind? Do you think that they are going to be in the black, if you will, with all that stuff said? I don't think so. I'm going to tell you that I think that the CrossFit Games is somewhere around $30 million a year to run. And if it's $30 million a year to run, where do you think that other $15 million is coming from? Hey guys, hey affiliates, hey seminar staff, hey, can you guys shoot us some money? Can you help us out over here? Yeah, we know that we're never going to send anything back your way, but we're going to do the marketing thing. You drive by the billboard, you see the lawyer up there, and you go, who's ever going to use that lawyer? 1,000 people see him a day, maybe one person uses it, maybe one person goes to the affiliate. There's an end around way where that really works, and the affiliates are getting some sort of people in from the CrossFit Games marketing system. But honestly, don't you think that if they had 15 million extra dollars over at the affiliates to promote the affiliates, they could do more with that money for the affiliates? Hell yeah, they could! You know how many of these cameras you can buy for $15 million? I'm pointing at my Sony a7 IV that I'm recording this thing on, which is really all you need to make content for an affiliate, which is all that they want. And all that they're getting is the CrossFit Games. And what they're getting from the CrossFit Games is a whole bunch of athletes who don't even go to your affiliates. It's like having a sugar baby, a sugar daddy, sugar baby phenomenon, right? The 60-year-old dad and the 20-year-old chick. And maybe it could be a 60-year-old mom and a 20-year-old dude. I don't really care the sexes of the people in the situation, but there's an older person, there's a younger person. This older person is loaded. This younger person is just like, you know, some attractive looking thing that this older person likes to flaunt around. It happens, all right? And in a way, the CrossFit affiliates are the older person. They are the old CrossFit affiliate, and they're like, okay, here you go. Here's the credit card. Put on the CrossFit Games again. Yeah, just put on the CrossFit Games. All right, and I'll see you at 8 o'clock, right? I'll see you at 8. See you. Have a good day. The affiliate owners are going to work every day, and they're slapping that $3,000 bill down every single time they put that affiliation money in, and that's funding the CrossFit Games. And I know that it was all back of the napkin math I just chucked at you, but really sit there and really think about it and go, all right, maybe he's off by $1 million here or there, but it kind of sort of makes sense. And you're throwing all that money at the games athletes for them to not even work out in your house. They're not coming home at 8 o'clock like they're supposed to. Supposed to is a strong word in this situation because nobody should ever be under the control of somebody else, but damn, you would really hope to see that person that you're paying their way for their entire freaking life at least once a month, right? And I don't blame the athletes for this, by the way. I don't blame the sugar daddy, sugar baby. The sugar freaking baby, male or freaking female over here, is doing whatever they want to do. And if it's being cool from the person throwing money at them, whatever, live your life, have a great time, cool. So now that I've gotten all that out of the way, and you can see that there is an end-about way where the affiliates are totally propping up the CrossFit Games, and there is almost no way around it. How about the phenomenon that is this marble race that I watched the other day? I was just clicking through YouTube with Alexis, and I pulled up this 20-minute video where there are 4 events, there are 8 marbles, there are thousands of marbles propped up in these imaginary stands in the background, and there's just this dude who is broadcasting these marble races.
Widening that line and drops on through and looks dangerously close to dropping through into the 8th funnel first as well. Oh, doesn't. Actually makes it second into that funnel. I think Mocha from the Chocolatiers.
And this video has 14 million views. 14 million on one 20-minute marble video. The guy's freaking channel has 1 million subscribers. And then they do it with Hot Wheels, and they do it with whatever you want to create, and all of these channels are getting millions and millions of views. And they're doing it in their garage. If I had some sort of a fascination with creating marbles, I would create some marble things, and I would race them, and I would have Brian Friend come on over and commentate on my marble racing, and it would be freaking bam, 1 million views. I just told you that the CrossFit Games spends $4, $5, $6, $7 million on the broadcast. $4, $5, $6, $7 million, and here's what I did for you guys. I did the math on the CrossFit Games individuals this year, and this past year, 2023, amongst 4 videos, they were able to amass 5.8 million views. Not even half as many as the 20-minute marble video. It's an embarrassment, and it cost them almost $10 million to do. 4, 5, 6 million. I don't know how much money it cost, but those are the numbers I'm throwing at you. 4, 5, $6 million to run. And a dude in his garage destroyed them with marbles. Now compare that 5.8 million to the 2022 numbers of 10.9 million, and we have about half as many views as we had last year. Andrew hasn't been around as long. If it sits there for long enough, there's going to be more more views. Okay. And I guess that maybe if you look at 2021, where you had 1 million views less than the year 2022, I can kind of understand, okay, we have an entire year's time to get the viewership up. But hear me out with this, and this is another entire rabbit hole that I want to go down, because I started this video off saying that the CrossFit Games had to go away. And I don't think that that's true. I just think that it should be relegated to the Open. And I've sat with this video idea for a couple of days now, and it started with the Open, and it kind of transformed a little bit. And here we go with this. In the Open, we have found out that you can find the fittest people. And unfortunately for CrossFit, we did this in what, 2019, 2020, where it was a direct qualifier for the games in 2019 when they had all the sanctionals, and then in 2020, I think that the top 30 went to the next stage of competition. And in the next stage of competition, CrossFit sent judges to all of these athletes, ran the events in an order on a time frame, and they checked all the equipment, and they were able to have these high-level judges watch the movement standards, and they did this where they then sent 5 more people to the CrossFit Games. And at that year in the CrossFit Games, albeit over the course of 11 events, they had 17.3 million views. Finally beating the marble video. And I can tell you what, they didn't have to pay for the semifinal venues. They didn't have to pay for the CrossFit Games venue. They didn't have to do it. 2020, by the way, is the year after 2019, which had 10 videos. So 10 videos in 2019, 11 videos in 2020. And the viewership went from 4.1 million in 2019, where they brought in everybody from all over the world, to doing more than 4 times as many of the views on one extra video, and there were only 10 people at the CrossFit Games. 10 people is all you need. There was 8 marbles, there were 10 athletes, 5 men and 5 women, and that's it. And I understand that if you get rid of the CrossFit Games, there's going to be this giant downturn. There's going to be this outroar from the athletes. The PFAA will not stand for this.
It doesn't matter.
All right, guys. The PFAA, really? The PFAA, they're not gonna stand for this? The athletes aren't gonna stand for this? They're not gonna compete? Who cares? Who cares? You're gonna find more athletes. If we wanna go back to the sugar daddy, sugar baby, sugar daddy, man or freaking women, I don't care. There are more fish in the sea. There are more athletes. You wanna run the Open, and it's gonna be 100,000 people, and none of the people that you know are gonna compete in it?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Why? Because it's all they know. It's all they do. Some of these people have been around since the age of 13, and they dropped out of school to be full-time athletes. They're gonna do it. And why are they gonna do it? Because if you have 100,000 people sign up, that's still good for $2 million. You still got people who are gonna take the judges course. Maybe it's $3 million. There's your prize pool for the athletes right there. Slap a sponsor or two in there, and you're at $4 million. It's $4 million. That doesn't have to go to the crazy broadcast. It's $4 million that doesn't have to go to paying for the entire state of Wisconsin, or now Texas, I suppose, for a week. It's $4 million that could be spent on video review for the most important spots in the Open. It's $4 million that can be all put into the Open. It's $4 million that doesn't come out of the affiliates' pockets. There's my solution to the problem. Run the Open, prioritize the Open, make the CrossFit Games athletes do the Open workouts in the affiliates, drives people into the affiliates. If you really want to go down some crazy rabbit holes here, and you really have to have a next stage of competition where it's live in person and all these athletes are clamoring, oh my God, we need an in-person competition, run them at CrossFit Crash. He just had the Crash Crucible. It was great. Every athlete had a fantastic time there. Take those people who have those name cards that they hold so near and dear from their time spent at the CrossFit Games, head judge, director, media, professor of the CrossFit Games for the past 15 years. I need my title. I need to be important. Okay, we're going to send you over to Cross Crash. We're not going to dock your pay or anything. You're going to help JR run this competition as pristinely as possible. Multiply that by 12. There are affiliates. You have 13,000 venues to choose from. 13,000 venues to choose from over the course of the entire freaking world. And what do? You buy your own for $1 million a pop. Semifinal, 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 semifinal. Oh yeah, we're gonna run all of our own semifinals, and then we're gonna rent out the state of Madison, and we're gonna do this while all we had to do was, hey JR, we're gonna send you 50 grand, and then we're gonna help send this person over here to run this competition with you. Is that cool? Hell yeah, it's cool. I mean, they essentially do it with level 1 seminars already. Why not do it with these competitions as well? Rogue sent out equipment to freaking 20 athletes over the course of the world to run their online competition. None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense because the affiliates are funding the games. Games does not make the affiliates money. Shut up. I saw it on ESPN Plus. You saw it on ESPN Plus? Right? I had to download the app, and then it didn't even work, and I had to get a subscription to ESPN. Yeah, you didn't see it on ESPN, did you? No one watches ESPN anymore. Everyone does this all day. Wrong way. Everyone does this all day. This is what they do. They stare at their phone. Is ESPN on here? No, it's up there at a bar when you're wasted. How many people are you converting at a bar to go do CrossFit? Probably this many. 4. I just chose a number. My hand just went up with 4. I told you the solution. The solution is to have the open. If you really need to, reach out to the affiliates and leverage the affiliates to have some cool competitions. And then from that, bring 5 people to the CrossFit Games. Have it at the ranch, where you've proven in the year 2020 that it's the most highly viewed event that you've had ever. Ever. Better than the marbles. Andrew, you said 12 and then you also said 5 men, 5 women. Frick, you figure it out. I'm just spitballing here. I'm more than spitballing. I put a lot of thought into this. And along with that thought is one more final option. You're an affiliate owner, one of the 13,000. And let's just say that you're going in to put your yearly affiliation in. And it's just some portal. And on the portal, there's now an avenue. That's like, hey, I want my money to go towards directly helping the affiliates, towards directly helping the CrossFit Games. Or maybe there's an in-between spot where it's like 50-50. You want to split your money, I want to help the games, I want to help the affiliates. I would bet my freaking bottom dollar that 90% of, if not every single affiliate, presses the button that has to do with helping the affiliates directly, not indirectly, where you have some stupid 1% return from people from ESPN into your affiliate via the CrossFit Games. You get an influx of $15 to $20 million that you're using to help fund the freaking CrossFit Games, and you can use all of it. Hell, I don't care if you use half of it to help fund the affiliates, and then you use the other half to pay off whatever investors that you now have in the company. I don't care. But you can't watch this video. You can't do it. And unless you're one of those people stuck in your ways, your Stockholm Syndrome, your platform where it says Talking Elite Fitness, and there's no way that you can look at this and say that the CrossFit Games are necessary. They have to be around. We can't live without them. And we can't sit there and think that the PFAA is gonna have something to say about this. Brent Fikowski, Patrick Vellner will never stand for this. It's like, but what are they gonna do? They're gonna go do their lives. Either they're going to be one of the 100,000 people who signed up for the Open in participation for the new Fittest on Earth, which can still be the title, or they're gonna go ahead and do their chiropractic and what is Fikowski, a dentist or something? I don't know. They can go do that stuff. But there will be more people. There are more fish in the sea. And this is the change that must happen. But what do I know? I'm just the one of the platform who doesn't care because I'm supremely confident in my ability to talk about things outside of elite fitness. Andrew Hiller, out.
Please smash that like button, no one touches there now.
Yesterday, he said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Some people's dream is success, while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. No, what are you waiting for? Do it!